Hello, this is Peter Kurrell from Group 5, and I am here to discuss the root causes of climate change. The primary cause of climate change is known as the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is the warming that results from the atmosphere trapping heat in as it radiates from Earth towards space. The main drivers of the greenhouse effect are known as greenhouse gases. The emission of greenhouse gases is primarily caused by human activity. The greenhouse gases are as follows: water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons. I'll be discussing each greenhouse gas in depth in the following slides. The first greenhouse gas to be examined is water vapor. Water vapor is the most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. An interesting thing to note about water vapor is that its change in concentration is a result of climate feedback rather than the effects of the Industrial Revolution. In other words, as the temperature of the atmosphere increases, so does the concentration of water vapor. This is known as a positive feedback loop. The only problem with this is that the higher the concentration of water vapor, the more it is able to trap heat in as it tries to escape from Earth. As the atmosphere warms, it creates more water vapor, which further increases the temperature, and so on and so forth. This is noted in the infographic displayed on the screen. In this slide, I'm going to discuss the effects of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the primary cause of man-made climate change. After the Industrial Revolution, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere skyrocketed. The concentration of carbon dioxide has increased by nearly a third since 1850. Much of this change has been caused by the combustion of fossil fuels and deforestation. Burning fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which traps much of the heat trying to escape Earth. Meanwhile, deforestation exacerbates climate change because there are less plants which can remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere via photosynthesis. This graph displays the total amount of greenhouse emissions over the years. Carbon dioxide emissions eclipses those of the other greenhouse gases. This makes carbon dioxide the most dangerous of the greenhouse gases. It is important to note that much of the carbon dioxide emissions are a result of transportation. This brings us to methane. In this slide, I'm going to discuss the production and effects of methane. An important aspect to note about methane is that it is a much more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. Over 60% of methane is emitted as a result of human activities. The industries most responsible for methane production are the natural gas/petroleum industry, as well as the animal agricultural industry, as this graph demonstrates. Pound for pound, the effects of methane are 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide over a 100-year period. Now, the next greenhouse gas is known as nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide accounts for 6% of global greenhouse emissions. Globally, around 40% of nitrous oxide emissions are caused by humans. Of these emissions, the primary contributor is a result of synthetic fertilizer use, as this chart demonstrates. Note that it is noted as agricultural soil management in the chart. Other contributors include the combustion of fuel and nitric acid production, of which nitrous oxide is a byproduct of. Now, what's most troublesome about nitrous oxide is that pound for pound, nitrous oxide is nearly 300 times more potent of a greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. Now, lastly, we will be discussing chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. The unique aspect of CFCs is that they are entirely synthetic. There are no natural sources of CFCs. CFCs were commonly used in applications such as refrigerants, aerosol propellants, and fire retardants. CFCs have been heavily regulated since it has been discovered to deplete the ozone layer. The most egregious example of this is the hole in the ozone layer above the Arctic, as this photo demonstrates. CFCs have been largely replaced by other fluorinated gases, such as hydrofluorocarbons, which do not deplete the ozone layer. Though hydrofluorocarbons are still potent greenhouse gases, and their production has increased over time. Now, this concludes my video. I hope this has provided insight into the root causes of climate change. Thank you for watching.